Hi, this video will showcase employee data migration. We will move employee data in a database to a JSON file. Let us begin. I'm in Process Studio. I have created a project and a workflow employee data migration to a JSON file. First of all, let us drag and drop a table input step. Let us configure it. Firstly, we need to create a database connection. You can use the New button to configure a connection manually, or you can also use the wizard. Let us click on New. Provide a connection name. Let me call it Employee Database. Select a connection type. I will choose Postgres and I will use the native JDBC driver for connection. Provide a host name. In my case, it is localhost. A database name. My database is bankdb. Port number is same as default. My username is Postgres and my password. Click to test your connection. Connection to the database is successful. Click OK. Now click the Get SQL Select statement. Search for your table. I want to query the employee master, which has the data that I want to migrate. Click OK. It generates a query to select all the records of employee master. If you like, you can include the field names in the SQL. Click Yes. You can choose other options if applicable. I want to preview my data. Click OK. You can see the records in the database. You can click Close and click OK. This completes the configuration of the table input step. Next, drag and drop a JSON output step. Let us configure it. In the operation, select from the drop-down list. The first output value stores the JSON only in a field. The write to file stores the JSON in a file, and the output value and write to file option stores the JSON in a field and writes to a file. Provide a JSON block name. Since we have employee data, I will write member. The number of rows in a block. If you want to fetch all the rows, then you can put 0. You can specify the name of a field in the output value where the JSON will be stored. Enable the checkbox compatibility mode to handle compatibility configuration with previous Process Studio versions. For the output file name, let us store it in the current workflow directory. So you can browse the file, or I will simply put current workflow directory and I'll provide a file name employees and the extension is JS. You can check to append to the file. If you do not check, then it overwrites the file every time. You can check create parent folder to create parent folder if it does not exist. Check the do not create at start to create the file only after the first row is available. You can include date and time in the file name, and you can add file to the result file names to make it available in the stream after the step. In the Fields tab, get the fields, retain the fields that you want to store in the file. Click OK. So our workflow is complete and we are ready to execute it. Let us run the workflow. Now select the table input and go to the Preview tab. You can see all the 6 records. Go to the JSON output. In the JSON output, the JSON is stored in the output value field. And let us check the file in the file system. So it has created a file employees.js. Let us check its contents. Let us view it in JSON viewer. You can see the JSON file. It has stored all the 6 records. We saw employee data migration from a database to a JSON file. Thank you for watching.